After a wide-ranging news conference in which he demonstrated a firm grasp of key policies, President Biden seemed to reassure some of his supporters.
But he has one of the best minds that I've ever been around.
But the event didn't squash all doubts about his ability to run for and serve as president, with verbal flubs still making headlines.
Vice President Trump.
In the past, the quote-unquote bad moments were viewed as gaffes. Fast forward to now, and it's a very different thing.
Many geriatricians who have seen videos of the president say Biden is simply showing normal signs of aging and not necessarily cognitive decline.
I just got to pace myself a little more.
But following his poor performance in last month's debate, a WSJ poll found that 80% of voters nationwide now say Biden is too old to run for a second term. A concern that Biden and the White House are pushing back on.
He is as sharp as ever.
Here's a look at footage of Biden now versus a few years ago, and why many recent moments are raising concerns. Even before he took office, President Biden's age was under scrutiny. But today, his every move is under a microscope. From his expressions to his speech,
She knows so long as she was 9.
To his ability to recall words and finish thoughts.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Biden's inner circle has kept a tight rein on his unscripted appearances to try and limit these kinds of moments. But let's look at a recent interview and one from the beginning of his term. In a 2021 sit-down with ABC News, he appeared to follow questions with an attentive expression, and he was quick with his responses.
Your top military advisors warned against withdrawing on this timeline. They wanted you to keep about 2,500 troops.
No, they didn't. It was split. That wasn't true.
In a similar setting this month after the debate, Biden at times listened with an open mouth and appeared softer spoken and slower to respond.
What I want to get at is, what were you experiencing as you were going through the debate? Did you know how badly it was going?
Yeah, look. The whole way I prepared, nobody's fault, mine. Nobody's fault but mine. I prepared what I usually would do, sitting down, as I did come back with foreign leaders or the National Security Council, for explicit detail. And I realized about partway through that, I get quoted, the New York Times had me down at 10 points before the debate, 9 now, or whatever the hell it is.
Lawmakers, Democratic strategists who saw that interview did not find it to be something that, eased their mind at all about Biden's acuity. He will lose his train of thought, sort of not infrequently, and has some trouble kind of grasping for words. He tends to mumble, and so he's not very audible. And then at times he'll just sort of cut himself off.
President Biden has acknowledged his age.
I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
He has also had several stronger moments this year, like his State of the Union address.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
But critics say his performance in unscripted moments has become harder to follow. For example, here's Biden discussing the Trump administration's handling of COVID in 2021.
The circumstance relating to how the administration was handling COVID was even more dire than we thought.
The Trump administration.
The Trump administration. We thought they indicated there was a lot more vaccine available, and it didn't turn out to be the case.
And here's Biden in 2024 talking about Trump and COVID again.
The way he managed the end of his last year when we were dealing with COVID, 1 million people died. He told people to inject bleach, that may do it.
In recent months, Biden's struggle to recall names and words has also caused concern. For example, he introduced President Zelensky of Ukraine as,
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. We're going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky.
In June, he appeared to momentarily forget the name of a cabinet member.
To all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary, I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way. But all kidding aside, Secretary Mayorkas.
Then, according to a White House transcript, Biden repeatedly referred to France as Italy while speaking at a campaign reception a few weeks ago. And in his debate with Trump, several of Biden's answers confused the audience.
Do you support any legal limits on how late a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy?
I support Roe v. Wade. which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state.
The White House has said the debate was simply a bad night and has maintained that Biden is on top of his game.
He's on fire. He's ready to go.
The sort of instinct is to just not give an inch here. Now, Biden himself has shifted since the debate. Those explanations, and the problem the White House has, is once you start giving any ground, those explanations start to raise new questions.
The White House has also pushed back on claims about Biden, quote, freezing and needing to be escorted. While Biden has frequently walked with others at engagements, he made headlines at a recent fundraiser when, after waving to the crowd, he stood still for several seconds and then was led off stage by former President Obama.
President Obama's office put out a statement, so I would refer you to that statement about what was being accused in those by others, and he said this did not happen in the sense of what people were saying they were seeing.
But the host of that fundraiser, actor George Clooney, wrote an opinion piece saying that the Joe Biden on stage was not even the Joe Biden of 2020, and he called for the president to step aside. While signs of Biden's aging have prompted many American voters to say he's too old to run again, Biden has refused to drop out of the race.
There's so much we can do still, and I'm determined to get it done.
And for now, several Democrats are publicly standing by him.
As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
But some are calling for him to step aside, and others are pushing him to reconsider.
This race is on a trajectory that is very worrisome if you care about the future of this country.
I don't think anyone wanted to see the spectacle at the debate, but we can't unsee that now.
If you're a Democrat, the risks of him staying on the ticket is that the Democratic Party loses the White House, but he also brings down Democrats who are in frontline competitive races in both the House and the Senate. If you're Joe Biden, you've spent 50 years trying to get this job, and he and other Democrats think that he has done a really good job at it. So for Biden to give it up psychologically is a very difficult thing to do. But I can guarantee you there are Democrats who are thinking about it and plotting it out right now in case that is a possibility, in case the president decides that he should not stand for re-election.